Mustang, Thunderbolt, Lightning against the ME-109s and the FW-190s. Our fighters attacked, attack, 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 attack. The home front sent us more bombers and fighters. Our fighters, often heavily outnumbered, engaged the enemy all over the sky. And this battle is only one of many.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in VMP's Track Attack. And this thing is freaking loud.
Wow.
Track Attack is not a friendly neighborhood Mustang. Oh my God. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in VMP Performance's Track Attack. And the Track Attack is this freaking phenomenally themed fighter jet themed Mustang based on the P-51 Mustang of World War II. Even have this really cool logo they designed looking like an old livery on a World War II plane. And where the 50 logo goes, it has the pinup girl on the side and all that good stuff. I love all the little hints of detail they did to this car. The seats are custom where it says pilot and co-pilot. The color and all the vinyl on this car looks so freaking good, and I absolutely love it. The front end of the car is super aggressive with the front lip and body kit. The body of this car is mostly Cervini. Cervini did all the custom body work on this car, and in fact, that is why it has a one-off glass hood to show off the Gen 3 VMP Supercharger. I know I've been talking about the VMP Gen 3 Supercharger a lot lately on my channel because VMP was gracious enough to bring me down and also let me drive their car. So huge shout out to VMP Performance for letting me drive this guy. This car is part of the 800 horsepower club. Makes 800 horsepower, it's crazy, and it's detuned right now to only 750. Uses an 82mm supercharger pulley, so it's very fast. The Gen 3 supercharger is a 2.65 liter supercharger and flows a ton of air. But here's the crazy part. With all this horsepower, this is VMP's track car. They've driven this thing around Sebring before even, a very bumpy and crazy track. So the ability of driving this car in something like that with this kind of horsepower is fascinating to me. Now let's get down to the side pipe exhaust that's so rowdy. Car has long tubes with with the side pipe exhaust, and it sounds so nasty. However, this car is incredibly fast. Even though it's a track car, it's very fast. The interior also is very nice suede steering wheel that feels a lot like the GT350 steering wheel. But the owner of VMP, Justin, was telling me how great it was to build this for the SEMA floor. Working with Cervinis, working with Ford themselves, and this is actually part of the dollar car program you can do for SEMA. Essentially, you pitch out ideas to Ford and to build a modified version of a production car. They sell it to you for $1. You send in your rendering, you send in your concept, they approve it, and then you build it for SEMA on a very intense time crunch. And that is what this car is. Okay, I mean, we gotta see what this thing's like with the windows down because it's so loud. Oh my God. Well, it's as loud as a fighter jet. for sure. My ears were literally pinging on the eardrum. It's that loud because it's right next to you. But the level of detail on this car, the fact that it came as an original, basically track pack GT, and it's transformed as such a monster in and around a track, it's so awesome. And it's cool to drive a SEMA car, just like the Focus RS we drove at the beginning of this review series we've been doing down in Florida. That was also a dollar car. So this was a dollar car, and the Focus RS we drove were both SEMA dollar car programs, which is super cool. Be sitting on Ford's main display. Ford wants you to leave the hood down to leave the body lines of the car, but that is why they did the custom one-off hood to show up the supercharger, because they wanted to show the world their product, and they wanted to show the world that this car wasn't just a pretty face. They wanted to prove that this car was also very fast. Oh, it's turning radius. Pretty good. This car's fast. This is a stock S550 Mustang engine as well, and it's making this much power. Unfreaking believable. The Gen 2 Coyote that's in the S550 and a few other cars, it's sturdier and stronger than the Gen 1 Coyote, and that's why people are able to get away with power numbers like this. And it's remarkable, isn't it? S550 interior, I've talked about it a million times. It's a much nicer place to be, but with these really comfortable custom seats and the custom steering wheel, it feels like a place I could be for a very long time, aside from the extremely loud exhaust. What's even cooler is when you get into the upper RPM, you get an awesome shift light. Whoa! You definitely have to pedal this thing. If you don't pedal it, let off the gas. This thing kicks out, and then as soon as you let off the gas, it'll snap back around, which is really cool. I love the little details where it says like jet fuel only and cockpit here and things of that nature. And I love that the GT emblem on the deck lid is America. It's an American flag integrated into the GT emblem. So Grand Touring, America, crazy horsepower, and it can handle around a track. It also has Roush coilovers on the car, and that's why the car sits so pretty with the body lines of the Cervini kit, and it being a little bit lower than stock than the S550 factory. It really brings this car together with how aggressive it looks, and it looks like it could go take on a dogfight any day. And the P51 Mustang, the name P51 Mustang, is what inspired Ford to name their car the Mustang. It originally was going to be called the Ford Cougar, which would not have been as trendy. It would not have had the same punch as the name Mustang. There's just something about the name that's very American and very brute force about it, that it was something not to mess with. And the P51 Mustang has such a great legend that they brought that legend into the car as well. And I think VMP did a really cool job with that. And it also shows that Ford appreciated it enough to be on the SEMA floor. But the ride itself is actually very smooth. They definitely did the dampening and everything right with the coilovers to make it completely livable to drive long distances. It's so crazy, dude. This car makes me smile. Another thing too about this car is that it is an S550 and it has independent rear suspension compared to the Bullet Mustang we just did from 2001. Holy brake boost, which has live axle suspension in comparison. And man, is this car easier to control. Even under a ton of load with double the horsepower, this car is freaking great. I've never driven an S550 that feels so buttoned up. When it comes down to this car, think about this. It was a SEMA car. It has 750 rear wheel horsepower that's tuned down. It looks like a P51 Mustang. It looks incredible with its glass hood. The motor and everything is near stock and easy to maintain. What is there not to like about this car? It sounds so nasty. It just goes on and on and on. And Justin, I think, should be very proud of this car with him and his team at VMP, because wow, I love this thing. One more for the road. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm sorry. I had to end my trip to Florida with a freaking bang. And I think that's what I did. All right, you guys, I'm gonna pass the question off to you. It's finally getting dark today here in Florida, but I'm gonna ask you, what do you guys think about Track Attack? Track Attack, I'm not sucking up. This is one of the most well put together modified cars I've ever driven when it comes to Mustangs. I felt safe, I felt good. Even when I'm spinning back there, I literally was like, I can pedal it, it'll be fine. Wasn't gonna pull a Mustang weak, if you know what I mean. What do you guys think about the livery? What do you guys think about the body kit? What do you guys think about the entire package? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's too overdone? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you saw it at SEMA, I'd love to hear you guys if you actually saw it at SEMA. Make sure to check out VMP Performance, also in the description below, with their YouTube channel. I hope every single one of you has a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Later!